Welcome, homies. I'm Mr. Sketches from the Windjammers Wednesday crew. Every Wednesday around 7 p.m. Eastern, we get together in the Jam to Win Discord. We play some quick matches, online ranked, and we play on PS4, Switch, and Fightcade. We also talk some pop culture, and we pass some Windjammers tech. We even talk about the online and offline tournaments proceeding in the future. So, if you're ever interested, you can reach out to me at twitch.tv/maester_sketches. Today, we're going to talk about SLAPSHOT. SLAPSHOT's a new mechanic in Windjammers 2. It's the most riskiest mechanic, but it does yield a reward. What's interesting about the SLAPSHOT is that it only has one animation from when you actually slap the disc, but you can choose which direction the disc gets slapped. And you have 5 options: up, down, towards, and in between. So, in a certain scenario where you're given the opportunity to set up for the slap, you can mix up your opponent by choosing a direction they probably wouldn't see, because the animation for the slap, it's the exact same way every time. So, you may ask yourself, when is the easiest time to use SLAPSHOT? Or, I guess maybe when is the most intuitive time to use SLAPSHOT? For me, I find it's good to use a SLAPSHOT when someone throws a slow disc and you can line up the SLAPSHOT, or they throw a slow disc that's hitting the walls and it hits the walls more than twice. You can set up for the SLAPSHOT. You can even set up for the SLAPSHOT when it's thrown fast, but you have to make sure that it hits the walls more than twice. So you can set up for the SLAPSHOT. Another time that it's really good to use the SLAPSHOT is when the serve is happening. So the opponent serves, you can line up for the SLAPSHOT. It may seem a little tricky, but I got a couple examples and we'll break those down. Another use of the SLAPSHOT is when someone's going to lob or when they're going to do a drop shot. If you position your SLAPSHOT, you can counter back, making it hard for them to read where the disc is going to go, being that you have 5 directions you can slap. You can use that same method with the Super Custom and the Power Disc. It's just a lot more riskier because it's a stronger and faster move. So if you position yourself just correctly and you do the SLAPSHOT at the right timing, you can slap that bad boy back in a different position. Another use of the SLAPSHOT can be when someone's doing a slap themselves. Alright, the SLAPSHOT tends to bank off of walls, so if you position yourself just correctly, you can slap back someone's slap. I'm going to show you guys a couple of clips, and we're going to go deeper into them. And I'm going to show you certain examples of what I'm talking about, using these slap shots to counter and give someone the hard mix-up. So this is one of the slap shot scenarios I was talking about before. The one when the opponent gets to serve the disc. What makes it easy for you to use a slap shot in this situation is that after you've learned the throws and the curves and the serves that each character can do, you tend to learn that the serves are pretty predictable. Alright, each character starts in the center and they only have so many options of where their serve's going to go. Most of the time, it's going to hit a wall or it's going to go straight into the corners. So the easy one you want to look out for is the one that hits the wall. In this situation, you're going to see the disc hit this wall right here, bounce from there, and aim for the red zone. As a defense, what I want to do is I don't want to immediately charge my disc. I don't want to immediately charge my slap shot when he's holding onto the disc. But what I want to do is charge my slap shot after the disc has left his hand. Because once it's left his hand, he can't choose what direction it's going to go. It's all just momentum based off of the ricochets. So you have to pay attention and understand a little bit of the Windjammers mechanics and how the bouncing off the walls work. So in this situation, the disc is going to leave his hand, it's going to bounce off the walls. You see me already charging, right? I'm going to go back again. Disc has left his hand. I see that it's going for the corner. I start charging, right? I'm charging, and then I flick up because it hit right here. And I know Wessel because I play Wessel a lot. I know how his banking off the wall mechanics work. So it's gonna go kind of about like this, right? The trajectory of it. It's like something like that. So you're gonna see me flick up, slap the disc, and it's a counter. In this slap shot scenario, you're gonna notice that I get an opportunity after the disc hits the wall twice. It should bounce off this wall, then hit this wall, and it'll give me the opportunity to line up my slap shot and go for it. So this is one of those moments that I was speaking of before. After 2 times the disc hits the wall, you usually can see where it's gonna go after the second hit. And from there, choose wisely, slap shot that bad boy. After that first slap shot, you're going to see another one that proceeds right after. And this is the toss slash shot combo. You're going to see the disc leave the opponent's hand. I'm going to get an opportunity to use the toss mechanic, tossing it up into the air, then afterwards setting up for the slap shot. I'm going to unpause the footage. I'm going to watch. So here's the first slap shot. It's going to come through right after Blue Max on the left. Hits that wall. Hits that wall. And you see me set up for it after a toss. Giving me the opportunity there to set up for that slap shot. Now here comes the second slap shot. See how it's banking? It gives me the opportunity for the toss. I use a toss mechanic, line up the slap shot, smack that bad boy right over. In this slap shot scenario, you're going to see me utilize the mix-up potential that the slap shot gives me. I'm charging right here for the slap shot. And what's awesome about the slap shot is that it's always the same animation. And I get to choose 5 directions. Being that I'm in this corner, 2 of my directions are very limited. So I'm really only got 3 options. I'm going to go either up in this direction or towards, because this downward angle is going to bank, or it's straight down, it's going to bank. So you're going to see me charge, and I end up going for an angle about here so. Getting me the point. I'm going to let the clip show you again. Right? Set up, charge, chose that corner. And since the animation's always the same, made it hard for the player to react. Bank right off that wall, and he went for the wall, making it a really nice mix-up. So in this slap shot scenario, you're going to see me try to lob the disc up close to the net in hopes that the opponent will grab the disc. And when he grabs the disc, I'm hoping that he's going to try to do a regular toss or a curve, right? And when he does that, I'll come up to the net and charge my slap. But keep in mind that the opponent doesn't just have the option of just throwing, but he also has the option of tossing. So this isn't something that's 100%. It's definitely a read, because the opponent can see that you're charging your slap, and then they can just lob. They don't have to sit there and just throw. But in this specific situation, I was able to read the opponent slapping the disc, making it hard for them to react because it was so close to the net. Here's the second time. I abuse it one more time, and they couldn't react right away. And it's not like that it's impossible to react, but at that moment, the player was so in the moment of their toss, they expected like a longer time period before the disc returned. So they sat there, and then when they saw they got slapped back, the reaction time kicked in, and this person just missed it so slightly. So in this slap shot scenario, you're going to see both of the players come up to the net, and you're going to see me slap shot the opponent's disc. But since we're so close to the net, the disc is going to go right through him. This could be a bug, or maybe it's an intended mechanic. In the footage, you can see it right here. He's going to throw the disc. You saw that I just let go of my slap animation, and it slaps the disc, and right here you can see it kind of like phasing into Max's belly. See how it's still phasing into his belly? It has gone right through. So you got to watch out for that whenever you see an opponent using the slap shot real close to the net, or maybe you can abuse it yourself. So in this slap shot scenario, you're going to see me and Vash Bell, one of the Windjammers Wednesday crew members, and we're going back and forth between our slap shots. We were trying to feel it out and practice it a little bit, so we slap each other's slaps. And the one thing that's good about the slap shot is that you can choose what direction you want your slap shot to go. There are 5 directions: up, down, towards, and in between, up, down. So in the footage, you see us choosing which direction we want our slap shots to go. Line up the slap shot. I chose that direction. He slaps it right back. He gets a counter. It was hard for me to react because I had just came from my slap. He charges for a slap. So do I. He was able to react. Just to give you an idea, since you can charge your slap and then remember flick in whatever direction you want, and then when you let go of the direction that's been flicked, make sure you hold the direction afterwards of where you want the disc to go, and then you'll get a certain scenario like up, down, in between, or towards. So in this slap shot scenario, you're going to see me slap a power disc. A power disc is the new mechanic for when you use your bar, and it's just like the super custom, but you got to have a full bar, and then it comes out the super special, right? But I want to show you some evidence that you can actually slap shot it. So here comes the footage. Mita does her super. And it's not just her super custom, but her power disc. Pay attention to her bar. It depletes, right? So she's using her power disc. And I just sit there, charge, and I slap it right back. So just keep in mind, you can slap the super custom and the power disc. And all you have to do is just charge and flick in the direction that you want, and let go of the slap. Now the hard part though, this is why it's such a risky move, the slap shot, is knowing where it's going to end up, the disc. So you have to put in so much time that you've learned all the different kinds of throws and curves. And at first it may sound like it's complicated, but after potentially 200 hours or so, maybe 100 hours of playing some Windjammers, that's like 2 months, 3 months, depending on how many hours you put a day, you'll learn those curves. And it becomes easy to react. And you can set up this slap shot. So that's all I have for slap shot. It's a great addition to the many new mechanics in Windjammers 2. Slap shot's my favorite mechanic, and I like the mix-up potential that you get because the animation looks the same across the board, but you can choose where you're going to slap the disc, giving you a mix-up potential. The only constructive criticism I have is one coming also from the community, is that if you could get a little bit more meter for whenever you slap a disc. Because right now, the risk-reward for slapping a disc is not there, and players won't feel confident in slap-shotting until they put more time, or if maybe there's some kind of incentive like your meter builds a lot quicker. Besides that, I really enjoy the SLAPSHOT. On Maester Sketches, you can catch me live on twitch.tv/Maester_sketches. You can catch me every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, with the Windjammers crew. I'm going to roll some clips of my experience during the Windjammers 2 demo with SLAPSHOT. Appreciate you, homies, and thank you.